What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast. We're talking about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? And welcome to Friday's episode. So definitely continue to tune in throughout the week. Definitely hit us up for our Monday episode where we talk about a recent school district ransomware attack and how it has far-reaching implications. On Tuesday, we talk about how cyber attacks are being detected much faster, but so as the sophistication is also becoming much quicker as well. The frequency attacks becoming much quicker, I should say. And then Wednesday, we discussed Microsoft and another initiative, because we talked about last week, Microsoft investing more into cybersecurity and women. And then this one is another initiative for 100K young women in cybersecurity by 2055, 2025. I'm projecting. In Asia and other regions like that, to bring them into cybersecurity. So definitely tune in for that episode. And then this is the Friday episode. So if you're here for cybersecurity, I'm sorry. That's not what we do on Friday's episode. So if you're here for our take on, the week's events and then movies, books, games, all that good stuff, then you're in the right place. Without further ado, though, I ask you, Shannon, how was your week?
Man, it was good. I can't complain. The wife and I spent a little bit more time sitting down watching TV shows. So we caught up a little bit. There's a TV show, East New York, we watched. It's okay. The Neighborhood with Cedric the Entertainer. We caught up a little bit on that. I think we still got one or two we haven't watched. That's a good show. It's kind of funny. It is funny. But if you've ever watched New Girl, the guy that plays Schmidt in New Girl, he's his neighbor, Dave. Like he's hilarious, man. He doesn't act the same way that he does there, but it's crazy. But let's see, what else did we watch? Just catching up on stuff. Ghosts, the TV show Ghosts. We watched.
How's that?
A little bit. It's not bad. I think the first season is better than the second. They're in the second season now. The first season I think was a little bit better. Like there was one character in one of the episodes we watched. Like they brought him back, and you hadn't seen him since like the first episode. Like I forgot he was even in there. Like I was talking to my wife. I was like, "Have we seen him?" Like I was like, "Oh yeah, it did occur to me. Yeah, we did see him, but it was this, that, and the third." So. Just doing a call back to the first season. They're like 12 episodes or so into the second season. So we watched a little bit of that. I watched this Netflix comedy special, Baby J, John Mulaney.
Okay.
Yeah, he's funny. So recently he's having a little tough spot in his life. So he went through a divorce, went to rehab, and he talks about the rehab in the special, and it's hilarious, right? He talks about how his friends, I mean, not to ruin it, but he talks about how he had 12 friends that showed up to his intervention, right? But it was during COVID. So he was like, there were I think he said 4 in person and then 8 over Zoom. So he talks about it, and he's like, they did save my life. He said, but now I'm obligated whenever we go out to dinner or lunch. Like, no, I definitely have to get that because you saved my life over Zoom. So he talks about that, his rehab stuff. He gets into it, like he talks about it, stuff he was on, what he was doing, but it's funny. I've always liked him. He's been on SNL a couple of times. I think he was a writer on Saturday Night Live at one point too. But John Mulaney, Baby J is the name of it. So that was pretty funny. But other than that, no, it's been, like I said, catching up with TV shows a little bit because the wife has had some time. We can sit down and do whatever. Because it's like, here's the thing. I love my wife. I'm very much in love with my wife, but I hate starting TV shows with her because she definitely does not have the time like I do.
Right.
So like once I started, I'm like, man, I want to keep watching that show, but if she ain't around, like I just can't keep going. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, you're obligated to stay in sync.
Yeah. I mean, I could, but then she'll be asking me, well, what happened from this? I didn't last time I watched it. I'm like, oh no, I don't remember. I'm like 2 seasons past that now. You know what I mean? So
right.
But yeah, so it's like I said, baby, I love you, because she'll eventually say this, baby, I love you. But yeah, so I do my best that if I see something new, I'm like, let me start this before she get down here and start watching. Then I can keep watching it on my own. That way, if she pops in and she pops out, I don't have to stop. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much it. Like no video gaming or anything like that. It's been a good week though. It's been all right. We got a little bit of snow over here in Colorado, right? Like it's almost May, and yeah, that's how it happens, man. That's how it happens. I was here. I remember one year we got it in June, like 2019. We got it in June. I was like, snow in June, like to the point where the ski resorts like stayed open. Like they got enough snow up in the resorts to where they could keep them open for a little while longer, because that's kind of how they determine when they shut them down. And I was like, June. I was like,
Yeah.
it is literally summer. Like, what are we doing here? You know? So, but yeah, but that's it for me, man. How about you?
Kind of a slow week, which thankfully, I want to say, what did I do? So I beat Resident Evil 4, so that happened. The game is amazing. Like I might play through it again, like because it gives you a bunch of stuff and you're supposed to try to beat it faster. It took me 28 hours. So I can't do that again. But suppose you could speed run it much faster. Like now I know where all the stuff is at. Um,
And
I
this
don't
is
know
not mainline. This is you doing the side missions and stuff too, right? Or
a good portion. At the end, I got lazy. I was
ah,
like, nah, I'll come back. You see something, but like, I don't feel like figuring that out. And because there's a currency inside the game that you build up by doing those side things. I did a lot of those just to get the currency to be able to buy certain things. So I was able to, you can buy rocket launchers, right? So it's like 80,000 credits. Like I forget what they call them, pesos or something like that. Cause it's in like a Mexico type situation or somewhere around there. Like, cause a lot of the enemies speak Spanish. But yeah, so you buy a rocket launcher, you can kill a boss instantly. So I was like, I'm never gonna need one of those. I ran to a boss. It was terrible. This thing whooped my butt for like an hour. I just kept getting killed over and over again. It's just he had too much mobility. Now my reflexes are too slow. Like he can go anywhere he wanted to. He could switch up patterns. So I finally spent the credits. And you can't buy them with real money. It's not like pay to win type situation, which I appreciate. Like I have to earn it within the game to use it. And I instantly killed him. I was like, I should do that an hour ago. Like instead of being stubborn. So I kept one on deck after that one. I bought another one. I was like, just in case this happens again. And then sure enough, I get to the end boss and I even try. He jumped down. I was like, and then there's some more stuff after that, right? So that didn't roll credits, but I had to do a little bit more. And then the credits rolled. And I was like, yeah, that was worth it. That was worth full retail. And then me putting in the effort to make it simpler at the end. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're stuck on something, just buy the rocket launcher. Call it a day. But no, the game was amazing. So they did a really good job. I'm really interested to see what they do with further remakes, because they still have Code Veronica needs to be remade, because that's a game from Dreamcast days. And what's another Resident Evil they can remake? Because they've remade 2, 3, 4. So yeah, like Code Veronica. I don't know if 5 needs a remake, because that was on modern consoles, right? So now it's getting to the point where you just need to make a new one. But I prefer, I guess what I learned is I prefer my Resident Evil third person, like, because 7 and 8 are first person, and it just don't really do it for me. I really like it. I don't want to be first person shooter mode. I'd rather be third person, see my dude get thrown across the map when he gets beat up. But again, exquisite game, great story. The quality of life tweaks they made, I really appreciate. I will give it a 9. I'll give it a solid 9.
so you already played it before, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the changes they made, were they to the story, or is it just graphical? Like, is it, you know what I mean?
So both. So that my memory's a little hazy, because this is the proper time for remake, right? It's been 18 years since this game debuted and I played it. So like now, like instead of doing something like a remake like 2 years down the road, they waited almost 20 years. So definitely worth it. So like when it comes to controls and stuff like that, they did an amazing job overhauling it. Because remember Resident Evil, you move like a tank, right? You had to rotate your body. You couldn't fire and move at the same time. So you got rid of all of that and they made the mechanics better. And then obviously graphically, it's amazing looking. But storyline, there was some weirdness in there that they fixed. Like, the storyline is you, Leon Kennedy, one of the survivors from Resident Evil 2, who was a cop on his first day at Raccoon City, is when the outbreak happened. So like he literally shows up and then everybody's a zombie. So you play as him, but now he's been working for like something akin to the Secret Service, and he's coming to protect the president's daughter. She got kidnapped. So in the original, she was closer to 16, and then there was this weird thing where they would flirt sometimes, and then because of it had old school Japanese vibes, they would do a lot of weird camera cuts that were not specifically appropriate, right? They changed all that. So like now she is an adult. I think she's got to be like early 20s maybe. There's less of that banter, as well as like she's wearing appropriate clothing, right? So like they fixed a lot of that weirdness. And then one of the characters, or two, like either one or two of the characters, they completely changed out. Like they just look different, act different. Like they made more sense. Like before it was more anime like, and now it's more like makes more sense within that world. So they made some changes. But I like everything feels pretty new. Like there's sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this, but that was more infrequent. It was more like a familiar feeling. Like I kind of remember this, but it's different now. But yeah, they did a good job. So hopefully they continue to go this route, because I know people weren't really big fans of the 3 remake because they cut stuff out. They streamlined it. But yeah, if you like the 2 remake, you'll love the 4 remake. So I started playing a little bit more of Kena Bridge of Spirits. Remember I said that game was very, very pretty. I was wondering why people didn't really like it, or it didn't really get that much hype, because there isn't much there. There's not a lot of depth, right? They spent a lot of their time making it look beautiful, but it's just a very generic platformer at this point. I don't know if it's going to get better as I progress, but it's very simple right now. So it's like, move this here. Look at this, like this edge or this surface looks like you can interact with it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, it's not a lot of depth there quite yet. Pretty much it for games. I need to get ready for Breath of the Wild. That's May 12th. So the hype is real. Can't wait for that one. So yeah, May is gonna be pretty busy. So May is you have the Guardians movie, got to go see that. It's May 5th. So sometime in that weekend, or maybe the following week, I might wait. Oh, now I remember last week we talked about like what did we go see in the movie theater? It was not Black Adam. I saw it on HBO. It was Wakanda Forever. I saw it real late. I saw it just before I left theaters.
Gotcha.
So that was the movie. So yeah, so we saw Wakanda Forever, and now since I've been home, and now we've seen the Mario movie. So slowly getting back into the theater, but still too many people for me. Just stream it, just send it home. I say that now. I think the Mario movie just broke 1 billion, so it's like they have proven
Mario
themselves
movie?
right. They proved themselves right. It was the right time, the right cast, and now they're over $1 billion. So now Nintendo will probably clear a bunch of other, like you're going to see a Zelda, you're going to see a, like they're going to start putting these characters. You're probably gonna see a bunch of spin-offs from Mario, right? They can do Donkey Kong. They can do they can move it into Mario Galaxy. Like they have plenty of material to make more stuff.
So I'm curious now though, right? So like, is it one of those things where it made a lot more in Japan than what other movies make? You know what I mean? So like the $1 billion number you give is worldwide, right? And
yeah, worldwide.
Usually we care about the domestic. Like, what's the domestic? It may be 300 some odd million, or like, you know what I'm saying? But was it like 250 million in America, but Japan, it was, $500 million, you know what I mean? Because it's just
so
like
box office pros say 434.3 million domestically.
Damn.
It's out here killing cats. Ant-Man and the Wasp, or no, what is this? It says it ranks far ahead of December 22's Avatar, The Way of Water, which was 257.4 million, and February's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania was 212.9. Mario also ranks as number 28th biggest film of all time. So it's about to encroach on top 25.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's after only like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. It was good. It was good. But again, like people were like, people were looking for like a Scorsese joint with like it's a kids movie. If you like Despicable Me or Minions, then these are the people who made those. So now they made a Mario movie. So go there for that. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a sequel. We know that, and it's definitely going to be some spinoffs.
I wonder if they're going to hold that in the theaters a little bit longer as summer approaches, right? So like more children being out of school, have
Oh yeah.
watch it in the middle of the week more so. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? With
I
parents
can
that
see that.
take some time off or whatever. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah, because summer break for us is the end of May. So like May 26th or whatever. So yeah, I can see them trying to hold it for a little bit longer.
Man, I mean, if it's up to $1 billion now, there's no reason for it to leave the theaters, right? It's still making money, so
Hmm.
it's not like the drop off was that drastic, if any at all, at this point. You
Right.
know?
Yeah. But yeah, so it's doing great. And I would suggest go see it. If you have any nostalgia for Mario, go see it. If you have kids, go see it. Um, like it's a movie for anybody. So I thought it was pretty good. And the caliber of actors they got is crazy. And I think what is it? The Bowser's song to Peaches, it's in the top 100 Billboard. Yeah,
What?
because Jack Black is hilarious, right? He probably made it on the fly. It's very funny. So, but yeah, and he can actually hold a tune, right? The Tenacious D was
I'll say he's got
group.
a band, right? Yeah.
So he can actually hold a tune. So I'm like, it's not bad. So yeah, it's breaking records. So expect more. And I would love to see a Zelda. If they do a CG Zelda, man, listen, I'd be there day one. I definitely would check that out. But yeah, so it's
Really,
busy.
that would be a day
Yeah,
one thing for
that's
you.
a day one.
Where you
Yeah, I
want
would
to
have to go see it. Yep. First, might
Wow.
spoiled it. Zelda's my jam, right? If they do like an Ocarina of Time type situation, oh man, listen.
I knew you were a fan. I knew you were a fan of Zelda, right? But like I didn't realize you were that big a fan of Zelda. Okay.
I've only missed a couple, and that was just because of timing. Like I had stuff going on, like school and stuff like that. So I didn't play Twilight Princess, which I hear some people love, some people don't, and I didn't play man, what was it, like Skyward or something like that? I don't even know. Like it was just not appealing to me. But some people loved it. Like if they ever do a remakes of those, like they ever re-release those with better graphics and what have you, I would probably buy them just so I can say I played them, right? So I can say I played all of the Zeldas. But yeah, it's my franchise. I can't wait. Tears of the Kingdom drops on the 12th. I will be playing. Like it's already been pre-ordered. Just can't wait for it to hit the doorstep. But what else? So Guardians of the Galaxy, um, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. My birthday, that's the thing. So um, another year around the sun. So I'm probably gonna do something though for this one because I'm turning the big 4-0. So I will no longer be in my 30s. It's crazy. Like now I'm just old. Um, and then there's something else in May. Oh yeah, school ends. So that's a lot of stuff. Like May is pretty busy, and then June will be the new normal, right? It'll be the first summer I've had post pandemic because I left during the pandemic to live overseas. So yeah, it'll be my first summer, like not off because I'll still be working, but first summer without remember the critical 100 days of summer for the Air Force, and you had to like do all this prep, and there was so many. Like, you spent most of your time filling out forms because people want to do high risk stuff. You know what I mean? Like they're under 26, they want to go skydiving and bungee jumping.
The
And,
HRA's high risk activity
yeah,
form.
man. Like you spend your entire summer just making sure people don't get hurt. So it'd be my first summer in 20 years where I don't have to worry about nobody but my family. It's gonna be great. Um, what else? I watched a movie last night with my wife based on a book that she was listening to on Audible. So I heard some of it, and it was pretty good. But the book is a man named Uva, and the movie is a man named Otto, Otto. It's a Tom Hanks joint.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's I didn't hear much about it. Like the scores weren't all that high, but I thought it was pretty good. Like Tom Hanks don't miss. Like if Tom Hanks is doing it, I've never watched the Tom Hanks where I'm like, man, this is trash. Never. Um, but he does a really good job. Like it's one of those well, I don't know what category you put it into. It's like life, you know what I mean? Like he's pretty like McGrudgeon, is it McGudgeon or whatever? Like like an old grumpy man. He's an old grumpy man.
Curmudgeon.
Uh, Curmudgeon. There you go. Yeah. So he's an old grumpy man, and he uh, he lost his wife, so they're doing flashbacks to show like him and his wife and how happy they were, and all life happens type situation. Like here, instances of life and what have you. But the subplot, not to give too much away though, is he's trying to unalive himself to be with his wife, and life keeps interrupting that, right? But it's in funny ways. Like he gets new neighbors, like shenanigans, the neighborhood, he's like the neighborhood watch all by himself, type situation. He's like writing people tickets that don't count, stuff like that. Like, so stuff just keeps interrupting him from trying to do something that would be sad and tragic. So, and then it goes from there. So it's very heartfelt, right? At the end, if I had tear ducts, they would have been wet. But I lost those in the war. Right? Man does not cry, but no, it was really good. Like, so I would suggest that if you want something that's not a John Wick, right? If you don't want to watch people getting shot up and body slammed on escalators, then this might be the movie for you. And again, like I said, Tom Hanks doesn't miss, so I enjoyed it.
What did you watch it on? Was it streaming?
I streamed it on Apple Plus or Apple TV Plus or whatever they call it.
Okay. So it's
on it.
I thought that came out in theaters.
It did a few months ago.
And so, Apple is getting those things that come out in theaters like that? I thought they were
so I'm sorry, I had to rent it through Apple. So like it was on Prime, gotcha. It was on Apple, and it was on something else. It was cheapest on Apple. Gotcha. So it was like $4 to rent. Or it was $6 to rent or $8 to buy. And I was like, well, I'm never gonna watch it again. I guess I'll just pay the $6. Like, so wasting the hard drive space. But I thought it was good. It's worth a rent. It's worth a rent though. There was a TV show I watched. I can't remember what it was. Like I finished something, but it'll come back to me later. And I started a TV show on Apple called like Extrapolations or something like that. It's one of those. They're showing different time frames. Like it starts in 2037. It's kind of like just showing like the climate crisis and what's going to happen with actors. Like it has like what's my man's name? He played the Hulk first. American History X.
Norton.
Yeah, so it has. Well, yeah, I mean, in the new, yeah, he's not the original. Right. But yeah, so Edward Norton is in there. Man, it's a bunch of actors. I can't remember all their names. I'm terrible with actor names, but it has an all-star cast that's kind of just going over like it jumps from 2037 to like 2050 something or 2040 something to 2050 something. Like each episode kind of walks you through like the drama behind like trying to get all the nations to get together to try to fix the global crisis. And like it's got like forest fires everywhere and people with power and money who don't care. So it's pretty much real life, but dramatized. Like I've already seen the Elon Musk-esque character emerge, and he has like this water patent, and that these countries want it. They're like, yeah, we'll abide by these rules and kind of fix the global crisis, but we need water first, and politics and stuff like that. So I started it. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. It's like eight episodes or something like that. So because I get it's trying to tell a message. I'm there for the CG, but I think they're trying to catch me with the message, right? So it is what it is. I may make it, I may not.
that's kind of how I feel with all the Apple stuff I see. Well, let me not say that I see the trailers that I see, right? Because I'll see the trailer and I'm just like, man, that's not for me. But they get you in because it's star-studded, right? Yeah. Like Apple, I don't think Apple has done a movie yet that does not have an A-list actor in it. Like it just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I don't know if it's a matter of it's these actors doing their pet projects or doing whatever. Because you see a lot of them that are directing stuff now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, I've been an actor for this many years. I want to get behind the camera now, right? Because eventually looks will fade and you won't be in demand anymore, right? So being behind the camera, nobody cares as much, right? But I don't know. I just can't. I'm like, I don't. I'm onto your trick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got that money to throw around. They're like, you know what? Here's a few hundred million. It's kind of like what Netflix was doing at one point, right? Like Netflix was dropping a Bird Box type situation every 6 months. You're like, oh man, like I did like the big budget and all that good stuff. Because Extraction's coming out. I can't wait for that, right? Extraction 2 is about to drop. Like that's a big budget. We found the right actors and the right directors to make it happen. Type situation. It feels like Netflix fell off a little bit. Like, yeah, because I know that they were spending a lot of money. So I think they kind of cut back a little bit, and they're only going targeting those things that make them, bring in a bunch of subscribers. And they have the whole password thing happening right now where you can't share passwords, which would have got me probably in Turkey, even though it's a family account. Why is one person accessing it from Turkey and everybody else is accessing it from Florida? So it probably would have shut me off. Hopefully they have some kind of way of working around that for people who actually do need that ability to not be in the same household. Because I know Hulu locks it down hard. Like Hulu's like, you're not even in the right IP range, so no, unless you want to switch. This will be your main account.
Yeah, I noticed that. So like on my phone, if I have my VPN on, I cannot watch Hulu. It tells me I'm outside the region or whatever, and I'm like, dang. I was like, okay. Like, gotta turn my VPN on back on again after I've watched something on my phone, and yeah, so I get it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, aside from that, I've just been relaxing with the family. My youngest started flag football, so that's been fun. Trying to teach him the position. Like, so it's like, I think the age group is 8 to 10 is what he's in currently, and they just play each other over and over again, right? It's a season where the two of them face off, and they're just teaching them how football works, basics of pulling flags and catching, and here's your position, and then they rotate them through the positions. So very non-competitive. It always ends in a tie, even though the kids keep count, right? And they get mad when you tell them it's a tie. They're like, I know how to count. So yeah, so doing that on Saturdays, and probably going to start practicing throughout the week. Because he doesn't watch football with me, so he has to learn how all this works. Same thing when we did basketball. So just catch the ball family time. Junior comes out too, so because he used to play for the same flag football league, so he comes out and supports, talks trash. Like, they're 8, right? Like,
talks trash to his brother or to the other teammates?
To me about the other team. He's not heckling them, but he's like, when I was 8, I could, you were the same way. You're running around in a circle doing windmills. Like, you just don't remember it. Yeah, chasing butterflies, not in the right position. So, but no, that's been fun. Just stuff like that. Probably just gonna keep my summer light and flexible. So that's the plan. And then obviously we're migrating to a different platform. So hopefully that'll happen either this week or next week. And then we'll hopefully gain some new audience members and all that good stuff. So that's part of the plan. Because I think this is like episode 374, maybe. I don't know. I don't know until I go to upload and I'm like, oh yeah, it is 374. So like we're getting up there. So now it's time to try to find more people, bring them in. So we won't be changing a lot, but where we're able to be accessed will be changing. But yeah, it's definitely the plan. So, but yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up for this episode. Continue to tune in, please. Monday, Tuesday are topics, Wednesday discussion. Like, share, subscribe, hit a bell for bells associated with the platform you're on. Just try to get us circulated out there. Make us go viral. How about that? If you're not doing some shenanigans, you're not going viral. You gotta be fist fighting or something to get people to watch you 10,000 times, let alone 100,000 times, right? But yeah, just continue to share us with your friends and all that good stuff. Keep tuning in. Hit up all the websites that go by our name. You can hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Clubhouse. Stay safe, stay secure.